In the heart of darkness, and after every earthquake and natural disaster, people always look toward a helping hand, hoping for support. When the earth shakes and homes and lives are reduced to rubble and blood, one of the most basic human needs, humanitarian aid, often remains insufficient, and sometimes, overshadowed by discrimination in global politics. Why are earthquake victims in Afghanistan deprived of the same global support that other nations receive during crises? On the night of September 2025, a powerful earthquake measuring 6.0 on the Richter scale struck Konar province, in eastern Afghanistan, near the Nergal district. Due to its shallow depth and the poor structural integrity of homes in the villages, the quake caused widespread destruction, resulting in the deaths of more than 1,457 people and injuring over 3,394 others, and more than 6,782 residential units have been destroyed.
My mother has died, and 2 of my nieces have died. We have 4 injured people.
There was a sudden cracking sound. I was disoriented. My nephews were among the victims. In total, 10 people from my family have died.
I saw that no home escaped damage. Every house, wall, and ceiling suffered financial losses. Houses and walls all collapsed.
After this deadly earthquake, local officials, volunteer teams, and government institutions began rescue efforts to assist our fellow citizens. Due to blocked roads and the difficult terrain in the early hours following this heartbreaking event, the courageous Air Force units of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan initiated emergency relief missions from midnight onward. So far, they have completed more than 155 flights, successfully transporting over 2,000 injured individuals to medical facilities. Additionally, the country's defense forces deployed 30 doctors and essential medical supplies by air to Konar province to assist with relief operations.
The Ministries of Interior Affairs, Defense, and Public Health, along with the governors of the affected provinces, the heads of the National Disaster Management Authority, the General Directorate of the Red Crescent, provincial directorates, and other relevant officials have taken necessary steps. These include retrieving the martyrs, transferring the injured, delivering initial medical aid and food supplies, and providing transportation.
One of the major challenges has been the inaccessibility of the affected area due to road blockages. Therefore, helicopters were used, which fortunately enabled the timely transfer of the injured. Rescue operations are still ongoing in those areas, with continued support from local directorates to facilitate the transfer of the injured and the provision of healthcare services.
This powerful earthquake led to the collapse of hundreds of homes in the villages of Nergal, Chake, and other areas of Konar. In response, the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan formed special committees for aid coordination and management, and allocated 100 million Afghanis, approximately $1.5 million, to assist the earthquake victims. The government has also called on all compatriots and both national and international organizations to cooperate in responding to this tragedy.
To enable a rapid response, the Prime Minister has allocated 1,000 lakh Afghanis to a designated committee. This committee is tasked with selecting rescue and health teams, delivering clothing and food, and taking further steps to transfer both the martyrs and the injured. Initially, the required budget was assessed, and the Prime Minister's office expressed full readiness to provide the necessary funds. Therefore, the teams have been instructed to continue their operations to rescue and serve the affected people.
The World Health Organization has warned that the death toll may rise, as many victims remain trapped under the rubble of collapsed buildings. The UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs has identified emergency shelter and non-food items, critical medical supplies, clean drinking water, emergency food assistance, and urgent healthcare facilities as top priorities that must be provided in the affected areas of Afghanistan.
As you know, the authorized directorate in Afghanistan reached the area on time based on its responsibilities. Then, NGOs need to obtain permissions or consult with their donors to determine the aid limits before operating, which takes time. Our request is this: since this is a humanitarian disaster, Afghans need help in these kinds of accident or situation. We kindly ask everyone not to prevent humanitarian aid from reaching us.
Every person, in every corner of the world, regardless of nationality, race, or ethnicity, deserves access to humanitarian aid. This is the very principle embedded in the Geneva Conventions and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. According to these principles, in times of crisis, no discrimination should exist, and every human being must be equally entitled to their basic rights, irrespective of nationality or ethnicity. The international humanitarian law clearly states that during crises, aid must be provided to all individuals in need without any discrimination based on race, gender, religion, or nationality.
They should help by providing food items, equipment, household goods. We need all urgent help as our properties have been completely destroyed.
Anything that helps us provide shelter and dwellings should be built for us. This is our demand from the current government and its officials because we lack the economic and financial ability to rebuild our properties.
Afghanistan, a country that has endured decades of war and various crises, especially in the aftermath of natural disasters, must receive the same level of humanitarian support that other disaster-stricken countries are given. Unfortunately, what we see in reality is not just a lack of adequate aid, but often delays and politically motivated obstacles to assistance, directly contradicting human rights principles. Human solidarity must transcend borders and politics. In today's world, which has clearly become a global village, humanitarian crises can no longer be viewed solely through the lens of political or geographic boundaries. Afghan earthquake victims, like those in any part of the world, deserve to be prioritized, and humanitarian organizations must respond to their needs without any political hesitation and with utmost urgency. According to the Geneva Conventions and international humanitarian law, during crises, all governments and organizations are obligated to support and provide aid to victims of war and natural disasters, without considering political interests. Common Article 3 of the Geneva Convention states that humanitarian assistance must be free from any discrimination, including national, ethnic, racial, religious, or political. This clearly implies that in the face of human suffering, no distinction should ever be made between people. Perhaps now is the time for the voices of Afghan earthquake victims to be heard by the world, and for all of us to remember that humanity must never be confined within borders.